What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sweezy NBA channel. Today we are talking about the top 5 most exciting teams to watch this year. The West is absolutely stacked. The East has some teams back there too. So it's going to be a fantastic season, and let's get right into it. Starting out first with the NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This team is 100% a must-watch team this year. There have been no repeat NBA champions since the 2018 season when the Warriors did it. And honestly, if anyone could repeat, it's this Oklahoma City Thunder team. They are absolutely flawless on the defensive side of the ball, and they have one of the best offensive players in the league right now in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's gearing up for a back-to-back MVP season, and honestly, there's no doubt in my mind that he can accomplish that. But what's so intriguing about this NBA championship team is that almost everyone on the squad is returning for this season. You still have your second star in Jalen Williams, and if you want to call it a big three, you have Chet Holmgren as well, who's still improving. Another thing that makes this team so fun is the depth they have behind their top starters. You still have glue guys like Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, and then you have a fun offensive player in Aaron Wiggins, as well as a sophomore year Nikola Topic, who honestly could see some pretty valuable minutes coming off the bench playing some backup point guard for them this year. I honestly do have the Thunder repeating as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, despite it being such a competitive conference this year. But come playoff time, really anything could happen. And now on to the next team, and my personal pick to win the NBA Finals this year, the Houston Rockets. I know a lot of people say that a Kevin Durant-led team can't win big, but it's not about that for this Rockets team. What makes this Rockets team so different is the amazing defense they play and the crucial rebounding ability from bigs like Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams. With a veteran point guard presence in Fred VanVleet, having some key championship experience, this Rockets team is poised for their best season since the Harden years. And to go along with that, they have some of the best defensive players in the league in Amen Thompson and Tari Eason. These guys were an elite defensive duo last year for the Rockets. But what truly makes this team so fun to watch is one of the best scorers of all time, Kevin Durant, in a Houston Rockets jersey, playing alongside all these amazing defensive players and all these crucial glue guys. This team showed heart and grit coming back down 3-1 to tie the series up 3-3 in the first round of the 2024 playoffs against the Warriors, and I know they'll carry that heart and grit over to next year. It'll also be interesting to see Reed Sheppard play some pretty key minutes for this team this year, as they're lacking a little bit of guard and forward depth by losing Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and Cam Whitmore. But with all this being said, as long as this team can stay healthy, they will be one of the most intriguing and exciting teams to watch this NBA season, no doubt. Now, this fourth team might be a bit of a surprise for some of you guys, but I think one of the most intriguing teams this year is the Philadelphia 76ers. They have completely remade their entire roster since the Ben Simmons era. And with Joel Embiid and Jared McCain coming back from injury, this team's ceiling raises much higher. It will be interesting to see if this team could stay healthy because of how injury prone some of their guys are. But if they can manage to play a lot of games together, I could see this team being a top 5 seed despite having a top 3 pick last year. The offense is 100% there for this team with some amazing scorers in Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Quentin Grimes, and VJ Edgecombe. And it's not like this team doesn't have some depth behind these top guys. You still have guys like Justin Edwards, Jared McCain, Kelly Oubre, Eric Gordon, Adem Bona, and the veteran presence with Kyle Lowry. VJ Edgecombe showed that he could be an elite scorer in this league at some point, putting up some impressive games and plays in Summer League, so he'll be an intriguing player to watch out for alongside the top guys like Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. And just like the Magic, with the East being so weak this year, the sky is honestly the limit for this 76ers team as long as they can stay healthy. My second intriguing team to watch this year is from the Eastern Conference, and that is the Orlando Magic. Last year, the Magic finished as the 7th seed in the East, but they're only getting more experienced and they're only getting better. With a stud like Paolo Banchero and a fantastic scorer in Franz Wagner, as well as adding an elite sharpshooter and honestly a great defensive player in Desmond Bane, this team could really make some noise out in the weak Eastern Conference this year. The main question about this team is who's running that point guard spot for them. If it's Anthony Black, the Magic will continue to struggle shooting the 3 ball, but honestly, they really have no choice. What Anthony Black does offer is some great perimeter defense that will help against competing Eastern Conference guards like Jalen Brunson, Darius Garland, and even Donovan Mitchell. Although you may see the Magic and say that they also have a hole at the center position, Wendell Carter is playing some pretty good basketball for the Magic, and Goga Bitadze had his best season last year, averaging over 7 points and almost 7 rebounds a game. What makes this team so fun to watch is how many fantastic scorers they have, mixed with their depth at defensive-minded players, such as Anthony Black, Wendell Carter, and Jonathan Isaac. Because the East is so weak this year, I can see this Magic team being a top 3 seed and really making some noise in the playoffs for the first year since Dwight Howard was leading the team. My final team that I believe will be a very intriguing team to watch this year is the Dallas Mavericks. The obvious reason behind this is because one of the most intriguing players to watch this year is Cooper Flagg. He's already proven that he can be one of the top guys in the league at a young age, playing USA basketball at a high level. And now playing with an elite, underrated player in Anthony Davis, his game can only improve. To go along with this, those top 2 guys still have one of the deeper squads, with guys like Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and Dwight Powell running their center position, PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Caleb Martin helping out their forward depth, and then Max Christie and Jaden Hardy helping with that guard depth. The obvious problem with this team is the point guard position, with Kyrie Irving out for most likely the entire season. They did sign D'Angelo Russell in free agency, but D'Lo is definitely not your ideal point guard on a contending team anymore. They also still have Klay Thompson, who is still one of the better shooters in the league today, although he does struggle with consistency at times. But the big what if that will push this team over the edge and maybe even have them compete for a top seed in the tough Western Conference is if Kyrie can get back early and do his thing. But if this team can stay healthy, they may even be one of the better teams in the West without Kyrie coming back for a while. Anthony Davis was balling out for the Mavericks before he got injured last season, and honestly, I see him picking that pace right back up and playing some elite basketball again this year. If all goes right for this Mavericks squad, we could see them keeping up with some of the better teams in the league this year. That will do it for my top 5 most intriguing teams this year in the NBA. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, maybe even tell your friends about this channel. For Sweezy NBA, I'll see you guys next time.